This episode of the We Like Shooting Show is brought to you by Second Call Defense, Faxon Firearms, Swamp Fox Optics, Black Rhino Concealment, Polymer 80, Bowers Group, and Brownells.
Welcome to the We Like Shooting Show, episode 361. Tonight we're going to talk about the MCK P80 Hackett Equipment, the Silencer Co. Lower Flatline Fiber Company. It's a listener call-in show, and anything else we can think of. Our panel tonight, from Ohio is Jeremy Paz, Derek. From Michigan is Aaron, the Machine Gun Moses Krieger. From Washington is Savage 1R.
Thank you.
Nick Lynch is by my side. My name is Sean. We're from Colorado, and welcome to the show.
Hola.
I hate it when I try to switch it up, because then I'm always just like, I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so a couple people are asking about episode 360.
That's all taken care of as of right now.
Okay, it's there, guys. It's there. It's there. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Hey, guys, if you're actually listening to this, you may hear some bleeps if you're listening on Google, Apple, iHeartRadio, any of that stuff. And if you don't want to hear the bleeps, you have to join the gun cult, and that's how you don't hear the bleeps. Tyler R. is back from Optics Planet. I actually got, I noticed in our ticketing system, we got a ticket today from Optics Planet.
Oh, what did it say?
I haven't read it yet.
It say, hey.
I went to read it, but it was so confusing I couldn't make it out.
Right. It's like
He couldn't tell if there was a message there or not.
Right, and it's asking you to click a button that doesn't exist.
Right. Well, I clicked the button, but it said it's going to take 3 weeks to tell me the message, so I don't.
Right.
This is your fault, Tyler. I'd forgotten about it until just now. But yeah, join the gun cult, theguncult.com. Savage, how are you?
I'm just freaking swell, Sean.
I'm
You're really far away from your mic, Savage.
It's just better.
No.
No, why not?
Because you're too close. I mean, it has an arm on it that will go towards your face. I just understand.
It's on my face now.
Yeah.
Boy, that's
Not
probably...
good. That's no good either.
That's
But
That's not
actually,
good.
you look better, but it doesn't sound better.
How's that? That better?
That's beautiful.
Aaron, you were definitely meant to have a beard.
I agree.
It's pretty glorious. It's like very Call of the Wild.
I'm happy with it. I'm super excited. I'm thinking about like maybe growing this part in right here, and then I could just like get a nice long looking beard.
Dude, yeah. That'd be pretty cool. I can't do that. My cheeks, like where it ends here, that's like nature, not nurture.
So if I don't shave, like it comes up to like here.
Okay,
It's
shave.
like way up here. I'm like, why do I
wanna
have
see.
hair on my cheekbones?
Please, God.
like a half inch under my eyeballs.
It's to keep sand out of your eyes.
please God, let it grow.
So I have like, as you get older, I don't understand this. I have hair that comes out of my nose now. Like I have to constantly trim that. It's
Yeah.
like, this is great. And then I have hair on my earlobes, which is also great.
That's the worst.
When the
I
sun
hate
catches that just right, it looks like you're like Vulcan ears.
It's so bad.
So I don't get hair on my earlobes, but I get it on like my ear labia,
Yeah, there too.
whatever this is.
This little dingle.
Yeah,
right there.
that. What is that? I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Is it uvula that hangs down in the middle of your throat?
No, that's that horn thing from Venezuela.
I'm glad that you all knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah.
We're all there with you.
You mean the
I know.
vuvuzela?
Yeah. No.
She's like freakishly long, like one or two hairs
Yeah.
that pop out from it.
Yeah, the other day one
Like
it
wings?
got in my mouth, and I was like, "What is that?" And then it was connected to my ear.
I just
I'm gonna
get
braid mine.
get like random 3-inch eyebrow hairs.
Yeah.
But I like them
God.
so that I keep them there.
Yes,
But every once in a while I'll go to like take my safety glasses or my sunglasses off and I'll pinch it on the frame of the glasses and then like yank it out on accident.
And you're a young guy too. I don't understand why you're getting that. That's crazy.
I do it on my knuckles too. I'll just get like random long ass knuckle hairs.
Okay, so
I like those too.
We had at work on Saturday. Someone dropped a can of paint, and it exploded inside one of the trucks at UPS. So I'm cleaning it up, right? Scoop, 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 scoop. Get it all put away. And now I have paint all over my hands, right? And I look at my hands, and I'm like, okay, and I go wash it. So I got some Gojo and all that great stuff, and it's not coming off. It's not coming off. It turns out it was like this marine-based paint. So it's impervious to everything, like
geez.
seawater. Yeah, I mean, basically, over the whole weekend, I slowly got it peeled off and like lost so much hair on my hands because it adhered itself to it. It was like yeah, it was awesome. It's like wearing a pair of like gloves that just melted to your hands.
and then it was like your girlfriend had shaved.
You should have You should have tried mineral spirits. Just soak your hands in mineral spirits.
I got
get it
that
now.
down.
Okay,
I
thank
get it
you.
now. Yeah, it took me a minute, but yeah, no, there it is. It's definitely a stranger now.
I liked Nick's idea. Just melt your hand. I mean, put your hand in mineral spirits.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, and then
So I-
set it on fire.
I ended up buying this like some stuff that is actually made for cleaning graffiti off brick walls. And that seemed to work really well.
Nice.
It's like, don't get under your skin. It could irritate it. And I'm like, no, this paint on my hand's irritating me. I don't give a after that.
No doubt. All right. All right. So first up, we're going to talk about second call defense. I posted it on our Facebook page. I forget the guy's name, like Mike Javik or something. He was the guy who was at some lady outside of a convenience store for parking in the handicap parking. And her boyfriend, husband, fiance, whatever, came running out of the store, pushed the dude down, and then stood there. The dude on the ground drew his fire and pointed it at him. And then there's like a 2.5 second pause. The guy doesn't advance towards him, doesn't do anything. And then the guy shoots him. The guy who pushed him down dies. And there's a YouTube channel called like JCS Criminal Psychology or something. It's been popping up. And they played like his interrogation at the police department. And I was like, holy shit, this is a clinic in how to end up in jail for the rest of your life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He didn't follow his lawyer's instructions of shut the up.
I don't think he even got an attorney, dude, but he should have, because
Yeah.
he went to jail for manslaughter for like 20 years or something, like a long time. And just in this interrogation, you're just like, oh my God, did you just say that? And then,
Don't feel bad for the guy.
dude, it was a bad shoot. But
It sounds like it was a good one. You got him.
up to the point where he pulled the trigger, like, I don't think he made any mistakes. Like, I feel like he could have suspected that his life was in danger, or he was in danger of great bodily harm. I totally think that. But then the guy didn't advance anymore. He just kind of stood there and looked at him, didn't say anything, didn't scream at him. And then he pulled the trigger for whatever reason he decided. And, yeah, it was bad. So that's why I always want to have an attorney, and that's why I have second call defense. That's why I recommend them. I know that it's been like a really crazy world since March, since COVID. The China virus, and then the post-China virus riots. And it's just going to get crazier, guys. And the problem is that if you're like a lawful self-defender, there's a good chance that you're going against the grain of the popular cancel culture, and you just have to be really cautious because they're trying to make examples of people who defend themselves. And
You forgot to mention fake media. I think you hit all the other nomenclature.
I'm sorry, all the things that annoy Aaron is basically
Right.
what I was going for.
Right.
Fake news.
I know, I can tell.
He's the enemy of the people.
I definitely, absolutely, without question, was just going after all of Aaron's buttons. But anyway, go check
It
out
made me laugh. I'm sorry.
Second Call Defense. Think about it. Literally go look at it, see what it offers, and then think about it. WeLikeShooting.com/SCD. It's a crazy freaking time in our country. And if there's ever been a better time, I don't know what it was.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't
boy.
wait till it's too late like this guy did.
Oh, God. This pen just exploded for whatever reason.
It was probably because you were aggressively tapping the tip of it
Well,
on
because
the
it
table.
was stuck out, and I tried to take its face off. But anyway,
Oh, did you mean face?
yes. That's
Off?
exactly what I meant.
Speaking of that, the first facelift woman died recently.
Oh, I saw that. Like 10 years after she got a facelift. I was
her
like,
face
well,
looked
that was a
great.
waste of time. It didn't look great.
No, it looked horrible.
Yeah.
but it
I
was
mean,
so
at
high.
least it looked better than what it was. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, well, it was both horrible either way.
They lifted it right off the front of her head onto her, like the top of her head.
Oh, it was pretty. Yeah.
It wasn't great, but yeah.
Wasn't that the woman who got her face ripped off by a gorilla?
A chimp,
A
I
chimp?
think.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was her, but yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Let's talk about what we're going to do tonight. Guest canceled.
Oh,
Thanks, guest.
I know. They'll be back.
Who was it? Can we publicly shame them?
Nah, because they told me a few days ago, and I literally just forgot to book another guest because I was busy. My
did.
fault. But instead, we're going to do a live listener call-in show.
Dude, I love the call-in shows. They're
Do
my
you?
favorite.
Do you?
I do. They are literally my favorite shows.
All right, so we'll set the ground rules real quick. First off, turn down your YouTube, turn down your TV, whatever you're listening to. when you call in. Second of all, there's a little bit of a lag, so it'll be a little bit awkward going back and forth. And third, go ahead and start calling that number. The number's 1-855-671-9WLS. That's 1-855-671-9957. We'll go live right now, I think.
You know what I don't get?
What?
Is why everyone was all about Haram.
Oh. Sorry.
No, I get tons of that. Just ask your wife. But Harambe, everyone complained about Harambe, but no one complained about, us killing this
Did
chimp.
catch you on our cat.
Travis the chimp.
That's what we call her.
Oh, boy.
Meow.
Hey,
Yeah.
really?
No, I'm taking it. I'm giving it.
Oh,
It mostly just sounds like you're taking it.
Let's just move on.
All right. Phone lines are open, 1-855-671-9957. That's 9WLS. And if we don't get any calls in like the next 30 seconds, we'll go ahead and just
Around.
Did you see?
we'll just go ahead and turn it off.
Did you see that Carolina? That lady lived in her town, and her friend euthanized that chimp. Yeah, it says that right in the comment section. There.
Oh, nice.
Wait, what do you mean by euthanized? He was the cop that one of the cops that shot it?
That chimp, I think
Travis the chimp? Travis the chimp is the one where it was on Xanax.
Oh,
no.
And it ripped the lady's face off, and then the cops showed up and shot it a bunch of times, and it ran back and curled up on its bed and died.
Or all chimps should die.
in their bed.
I hate monkeys. I really do.
What?
They're not monkeys.
Why?
I hate all
Are they
monkeys,
apes?
except
They are
humans.
apes.
Yeah.
And there's not even a lot of humans that I like.
Damn,
I don't think they took that vet to that chimp to the vet.
the one that ripped the lady's face off.
Yeah.
And her hands. It ripped her hands off.
Oh, that's right.
Unless we're talking about different chimps.
I don't know.
This is starting to sound like the Joe Rogan podcast. Do you know how strong chimps are?
I only know this.
Dude.
I only know this because I read up on it recently in great detail.
Okay, here we go. Hey,
We got a call?
you're on with WLS. Who's this?
This is Jimmy. How you guys doing?
Good, man. How's it going?
Good. How's Aaron doing? I mean, I think his hero passed away this week, and how's he doing with the death of Wilford Brimley?
Beat us.
Wait, did Wilson Brimley die?
He did.
Yeah, he totally did.
Wilford.
What killed him? Was it COVID or beatus?
Probably complications of the beatus.
I think he choked on his
good bet.
mustache.
I had no idea. I need a moment of silence. Can we play taps for him?
Sure. It'll get us taken off YouTube, but I mean, when has that ever stopped us?
Beatus.
Were you a big fan of Wilford Brimley?
Me?
Yeah, I liked
no.
a couple of his movies. He was the French guy in Hard Target.
Cocoon. That's only.
Yeah, I was going to say
Brimley.
everybody knows Cocoon.
Yeah.
who grew up in our era.
See, when I think of Wilford Brimley, I think of him as being the badass in that movie where The Firm, where he's just murdering everybody.
with Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
See, I think of Wilford Brimley in all the westerns.
that's true too.
Yeah,
But I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Not the Man from Snowy River. What's the one where Tom Selleck was Rafe Covington?
That was a
He raped what?
what is
Crossfire
happening?
Trail. Crossfire Trail.
Was that the one where they crucified a guy onto a train as it rolled off?
No.
Okay, that's a different one.
Wait, was he in the military?
I don't know.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Oh, okay. Man, so
I think he was a Marine back in 53.
He let himself go.
Well, has anyone seen Tony Simon?
He is going to get you, dude.
Oh, no, he knows it, man. He knows it. Tony's pound for pound
I do have
the
a
biggest
serious
Marine that I know.
go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think you were talking about on one of your shows about, I think it was a year ago, about that Palmer 80 was going to come out with a Smith & Wesson M&P frame. Do we have any idea what ever happened to that?
I don't at this point. I know that they're kind of just going and going and going. I think that was when Alex was on that he talked about that, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's been like probably 6 months to a year since then.
I think they also announced the 320 frame on that show, and those have been out for like a month or so.
Yeah.
So I think that it's it just takes time. Takes time, but man, that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it is, because I just got an MMP about a month ago.
Hell yeah! What'd you get?
2.0. I think it's the 4.25 inch barrel.
Okay, cool. Yeah, standard 2.0. Yeah, I like those a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it a lot. I just haven't had the chance
hang on one
to
second.
use it yet because of ammo
Hey,
shortages.
Alex. Alex, you're on live with We Like Shooting.
Oh boy. How you guys doing?
Good. Hey, we just had a question about the M&P 2.0 frame. Is that coming out?
We're not coming out of the MMP frame.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, what is
yeah.
this all about?
All right, so they are not coming out with an M&P frame.
I swear they talked about that when they were on the show.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
I think they did too, but it's been forever since that show though, and I've been
Right, so I got you the answer that you wanted. Now, who the is your favorite cast member right there? It's Sean, right?
That's probably Jeremy. Jeremy or Sean.
All right, Jimmy. Thanks, man. I appreciate the call.
You too, guys. You guys have a good night.
You too, man. Thanks.
Come on, Nick F. Call in.
Oh no, no crypto talk.
Yeah, I hate that.
Hey, you're on with WLS. Who's this?
Hey,
Wow.
Tyler R.
Oh gosh, it's the Optics Planet guy.
Oh wow! Did it take like 17 to 20 weeks to call in, or
Actually, it did. It was longer than I expected.
can we put him back on hold?
You thought you got us, but then it's like, surprise.
I honestly don't know how.
So, yeah, I actually don't work at Optics Planet.
Okay, good, because you'd be fired.
I work
not giving you my
for
credit card either
a
way.
sister company,
Okay, good.
but I do get deals through them, and it's freaking awesome. So,
I mean,
there.
are our criticisms appropriate, or you think that we're just dead wrong?
Oh, no, absolutely appropriate. Yeah, when COVID kicked off, I had bought a AR-15 lower and had my whole cart full of stuff to buy. I walked in, sat down on the portal at work, and went to click order, and every single thing that was in my cart was sold out.
That sucks. So you feel our pain.
So, yeah, oh, for sure. So I
What kind
got
of
on
discount do you
PSA
get
and ordered
there?
a kit.
Tyler,
So, yeah, what's up?
what kind of discount do you get with Optics Planet?
Cost.
Oh, that's not bad.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Right? Did we just become best friends?
You want to go do karate in the garage?
Oh, yeah, let's do it for sure.
That's awesome, man.
They have a very strict no friends policy. You can do immediate family, but other than that, no.
My wife has
friends.
the same thing.
Well, actually,
I'm not allowed to have friends.
if you join the cult, then it's basically like your family, and then everything's good.
Right?
That's right. Everybody's family.
Exactly.
Yeah, as we say in the cult, when you're here, you're family.
As we say in the cult, send us pictures of your wife.
As we say in the cult, blood in, blood out.
As we say in the cult,
Yeah.
I declare prima nocta. All right,
Careful
Tyler.
what you wish for, Sean.
All right. Well, okay, Tyler. So we'll try to ease up, but I don't know that we can. As a matter of fact, I had forgotten about it, and then you brought it up, so now it's a whole thing again.
That's okay. I like being the center of attention. It's fun.
Awesome, brother. Appreciate you calling in, man.
Have a good one, guys.
You too. Bye.
Hey, guys, check this out. Product placement.
Pepsi.
I get a nickel every time someone watches the show.
Okay. Brondo.
Does Pepsi know that?
Yeah, not yet.
Oh, gosh.
But I get 10 cents every time I drink one of their cans.
Hey, you're on with WLS. Who is this?
Hey, what's up? This is Josh. I got two questions real quick. One for Savage. Why the are you here? You look like a goddamn communist thumb. Like, Jesus Christ, get the off the screen. And two, why the is Jeremy always right about everything and Aaron is always about his communist beliefs.
All right, well, I can answer that.
Can you?
I could try.
Was there a question?
Right. So Jeremy is not always right. It's just that he has what we want to be right. Okay, so like we really
No.
we want to do what Jeremy says, but the morality of it is wrong.
Jeremy
Like,
is id.
You can't say morality is wrong.
If you know what id is, it's the internal ego. It's like everything you've wanted to do that's morally wrong, but you feel justified in doing. That's Jeremy.
My ego and super ego are fine. My id might be out of control though.
maybe, but I mean, Jeremy's philosophy in life is I love it. I love Jeremy's philosophy.
Who is?
I'm sorry, I was talking. Please do say again.
Oh, I feel like Jeremy is the only one that is sane in this group, and then you and Savage are both just like semi-communists who happen to own a few guns. And then there's Sean and Nick who
more
have
than a
to
few
control the whole group.
Well, hold up. Sean and Nick, what? I missed it.
Control.
Oh,
Sean and Nick control this whole group, but then there's two communists and one sane patriot.
so I'm not a patriot?
I don't know about that.
Wait, damn, Nick runs this.
Kind of look like Biden.
Wait. Who the is this?
I guess you'll have to find me on the Colt.
All right. So going back to this whole Jeremy versus Aaron thing. So Jeremy's ideas are phenomenal, and I agree with 100% of them. However, morality dictates that we just can't start offing people of society because that to me is wrong. That just personally, I think that's wrong. Well, I agree
They're
with
not people; they're communists.
So I'm okay with a lot of his ideas.
Your morality equals communist.
I appreciate your opinion, but I beg to differ.
That's fair.
We value you as a valued consumer.
Really doesn't matter unless they're under the dirt.
Damn.
So
Are we not patriotic, Sean?
apparently not. So he said that Savage and Aaron are communists, that Jeremy's the sane patriot, and that you and I control the group.
I mean, I'm super.
You're like the Jews. You control everything.
Stand outside.
That's a joke. That is literally a joke.
I'm.
Hey, what if we didn't talk over the caller?
I'm super patriotic. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I love my nation, Saudi Arabia.
Savage, you literally live in Washington. That's not that patriot. Come on,
Dude. Okay, so
It's named
I'm
after
on
the first
other
president.
side of Washington State, not the West Coast. I'm at the side that's close to Idaho,
I'm
which is
fighting
basically
the
Idaho.
system from inside, man. I swear to God, I'm not smoking that much pot. That's what
Dude, have you
sound
ever been to Washington State?
I have.
like. I literally have been to Washington multiple times. I
Okay,
don't
so
live
you know
that
the
far.
difference between on one side of the mountain and the other side of the mountain.
All I see is communists when I drive through.
Oh,
the state.
yeah.
It's not
Well,
me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well there's New York and then upstate New York, except all their electoral votes usually go to the blue side. So you can say we got
Amen.
sides of the mountains and everything, but don't you? Isn't it illegal for you to give your neighbor a gun without a background check, Savage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't really matter where that goddamn mountain is, does it?
Okay, Josh. Well, we feel bad about ourselves. Thank you very much
Hey,
for calling in.
Savage, hey, Savage,
Not a
What?
problem.
My world.
Feel bad
can
about
you pump
yourself.
your own fucking
Guys.
gas?
Yes, I do. There's
SSD,
this is not
WLS.
Oregon.
Now?
Oregon.
Hey.
Yeah,
Oh, is that
I've always
Oregon?
been able-
Okay.
That's Oregon. Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't hear what you said, Josh. What? Hey, guys, can we have a rule where we don't talk over the caller every time?
No.
Hey,
you.
caller.
Hey, you're on with WLS. Who's this?
This is your King Rooftopper.
Hey, what's up, Chris?
How you guys doing tonight?
Good, man. How's it going?
Good. Hey, so I'm trying to decide between a Bagara B14 HMR in 300 Win Mag and a Tika P3 TAC. Which one would you guys go with?
Which one's cheaper?
Right.
It's all about affordability for me.
I can't afford either of them. So yes.
I'd go with the Tika just because of the all the accessories and aftermarket stuff available.
Bergara
Well, this
is
is Bergara
700 clone.
based on
So
Is it? Okay.
yeah.
yeah, a Bergara B14 action. I want to say is a 700 clone. So I could be wrong with
that's
that,
what
but I thought they were 700 clones. So whatever for Remington would work.
It's tough because
Yeah, that's what I had heard as well.
It's
Yeah.
going to be better quality than a Remington.
Well, obviously that's not. Well, Remington doesn't exist.
Well, they don't exist. They're just owned by,
Bankruptcy,
they're owned by a
bitch.
tribe now.
So the Bergara, I know we have some listeners that shoot those and like them a lot, but Kleckner, he's like one of the best, kind of out of the box. More bang for your buck is going to be the Tikka T3 TAC, and Gunfather Precision says the Tikka.
Yeah, I also like the
Right on.
Tikka.
I also said
Hey,
Tikka.
what
I
about-
don't know if you guys heard me.
I didn't.
Are they both
What
the
about-
same?
You're
Are they both,
communist, Jared. Your opinion doesn't
are they? Are they both the same barrel twist?
I'm not 100% on that.
Oh, I would look at that because one's 1 in 11 or one's 1 in 10. It depends on
1
what
in
bullet
10.
grain weight you're going to shoot. I mean, yes, most 30 calibers are 1 in 10 Savage, but they do make a 1 in 11 twist 300 Win Mag for the lighter bullets.
Yeah, well, that.
But I mean,
Do you know how fast a 140 grain bullet comes out of a 300
I
Win Mag?
do. I'm fucking drunk. Kiss my ass.
I mean, that's probably should get sport alcohol.
That's awesome. Chris, did you have more questions?
Yeah, what kind of glass would you guys put on that?
Let's see. So that
Oh, wait,
they're
what were you
about-
shooting? Yeah, exactly what I was going to ask.
Trying to hit out to 1,000 yards, maybe more.
Wait, Chris, where are
Yeah.
you shooting 1,000 yards at? We're in Michigan, bro.
Oh, Lake City.
Oh, is there something there?
Yeah, dude.
No, he's aiming towards your house.
Well,
aim for the gas.
He heard
line.
there's a gas. Yeah, thank you.
right.
Yo, you're awesome, Morpheus. W.
Drunk Savage is awesome.
What's the price point on the T3?
I think
TAC?
it's like 1,100, 1,000, 1,100, something like that.
Okay. So
Yeah, so
Burris
yeah, around
XTR, Vortex Viper PST, something in that range.
right on.
Oh, God.
Let's see. Hang on. I got an email today saying there. Where is it? Night Force Optics is coming out with something. The NX8. But it comes out on, let's see, check out Wednesday. You'll find out more information on the 5th. So in 2 days, they're going to announce a new optic Night Force.
Okay.
So you might want to just hold off for that.
Yeah. Right
Boom.
on.
Awesome, man. Thank you
All right, you guys have
for
a good night.
thanks for being the king. We'll talk to you soon.
I love you, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I love your soap.
too.
Dude, I still use this soap like mad. Like I have I
yeah.
bought so much of that soap, and
His head was shaved with that soap today.
that soap is the Michigan Man soap is probably one of my favorite soaps. My wife loves it. We love it. And it's hard to please a wife with soap, honest to God. So when she's like, she enjoys it, she likes it. Boom.
Morpheus said no.
Right on.
Morpheus said no love for Swamp Fox, and I purposely didn't say it just so that it wasn't like an ad. Like all the optics that were mentioned were fantastic. I just mounted the Warhawk on my 6.5 Creedmoor today, and holy, I freaking love it.
Bitch,
Eric,
you
where
need
the
a
f- were you?
you need a March. You need a March scope.
Eric, you need to tell me why you weren't here, man. Why didn't you stop? I was right here.
He's talking to the chat.
Oh yeah, sorry,
I think you can type in
Do
there,
you see
Savage.
dead people?
Chris.
Not yet. You gonna
Chris,
give me another-
the Warhawk is also a good option. I just didn't want it to feel like a shill moment.
No, I hear you.
But
Yeah,
and they're like $500-600, right, somewhere around there with the discount. It's going to be under $500, I think. So it's
my
it's
buddy
good.
just got one of those Razer HD Gen 3s.
That's
I want that thing.
yeah.
I
But
mean-
those are like a couple grand.
I run
MSRP is 3,600. I think they're retailing for like 22 or 24.
so I run a Nikon on my Des, and I run it works, and then I run a Lucid on my
Just as good.
They don't make them anymore. They don't make Nikon anymore.
and I run a Lucid on my 6.5 Creedmoor.
I replaced the Lucid. I've had too many issues with those.
Have you really?
Yeah.
I haven't had anything go wrong. Well,
Hey,
but,
Chris,
maybe mine was made on a Wednesday.
how do you feel knowing that your soap pleasures Aaron's wife?
Pretty good, actually.
Yeah, yeah. I don't blame you, man. At least something is.
She's a nice lady.
She is a nice lady. Thanks for calling in, Chris.
Yep, see ya.
Bye.
Yeah, Chris actually came over to my house one night. We were all sipping on whiskeys.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, we had a little whiskey tasting.
I love it. Hey, you're on with WLS. Who's this?
Hey, it's Josh again. I felt bad for the way I ended that, so I figured I should just say, savage.
Wait a minute.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Love the show. Bye.
Okay, bye. Holy How did he end it the first time? I couldn't hear over you, jackals.
No idea.
Probably pretty close to the same.
Yeah, probably. I was like, I heard him say something about, I don't know. He was insulting me, so I didn't hear it.
Well, listen, you anti-patriot.
Yeah. What the
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Okay, no, I get Aaron and Savage are commies.
What?
I don't get
Yeah.
Nick and I aren't patriots or that we're out on the edge.
Dude, I am so patriotic, it's ridiculous.
Morpheus number. And scrolling across the bottom of the screen, dude.
What is this, Optics Planet? Look up.
Hey, Morpheus, did you consider opening your eyes?
Oh, God, at work the other day.
Yeah.
So there's this, we have what's known as the pick, right? It's a spot where someone sorts between two different belts, make sure everything going is the correct belt. Well, something keeps going items keep going to the wrong belt, and the supervisor for that belt says, "Hey, can you open your eyes more and look for the right stuff to go on this belt?" Well, the guy's Asian.
Oh God.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh my God, I'm in so much trouble," but nothing happened because like no one she didn't know it. He didn't catch it, or it wasn't meant as a derogatory term, but
Right.
you know, she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. I'm gonna get in so much trouble."
No, that's good. I mean, like, she didn't mean it like that. That's why
Right.
cancel culture is so stupid.
I whistled
Yeah.
at an HR lady once.
Like,
Yeah, I was trying to, well, sort of. I was trying to get her attention, and it was in a loud shop, and I was like calling her name, like chasing after her, and she didn't hear me, and I was like, or you know, I whistled, and she like stopped and like took on the posture.
Yeah.
Like, turned around, and I was like, I'm really sorry. I was just trying to get your attention. It's like I didn't think about how that might be taken until I'd already whistled.
yo, come over here.
Yeah.
Get over here,
Was it
girl.
like, "Hey, girl."
It was like the classic dog whistle.
That number is 1-855-671-995. Oh, here we go. 9957. Hey, you're on with WLS. Who's this?
First off, Sean.
Whoa.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I love you, but no, I didn't even see the number scrolling on the bottom.
That's okay.
I am
Morpheus.
coming to you live from the.
Oh, good.
I was gonna ask.
It explains the echo.
Yeah.
What's it like to live in a fucking fishbowl?
So
It's perfect. The water's cool. There's food falls from the top. All that good stuff.
Yeah, Sean knows about cold water because his black's so low.
yep.
Yeah.
Aaron and I were standing on a bridge one night. We had to pee, so we unzipped and whipped it out. And Aaron's like, "Man, this water's cold," and I was all deep too.
And then we pulled his up and there was two fish nibbling on him. It was crazy.
And then we ate those fish.
They were delicious.
We're not proud of it.
They were very salty.
Fishing with pube hairs.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. We're fine. So what's up, Morpheus?
So the Arizona Armada would like to know, when are you guys going to have another Friday or Saturday come visit the office day? So we can actually plan to come in and get you guys drunk.
Dude, anytime you tell us when, we'll plan it. As long as we're in town, we'll plan it weeks ahead of time.
All right, good. I want to bring
Anytime, but let's plan it
for you
weeks
guys
ahead of
to
time.
try.
Yeah, just hit us up. We'll put it on the calendar. For anyone who's wondering what he's talking about, we posted in the cult group. But generally, we do like a Friday social hour type thing, right, Nick?
Yeah. If by generally you mean like once every 8 weeks.
Yeah, something like that. Not a whole lot. We'd like to do it like once a month, but where like local people come, we hang out at the office, have a couple cocktails. Sometimes we do cool things. Like one time we did a lock picking class with our buddy Mike. We plan on
So
doing.
the other time you gave out free ups.
Nick does that
Sean,
every time.
Sean does that.
Beat ya.
Apparently, you both do it to each other.
Sean gives jobs with his.
And Nick does it with his mouth.
We had a poker night one night.
We had a
It was
poker
lot
night
of
one
fun.
night.
Yeah, a poker in the rear. Is that right?
No, it was right out here in the hallway.
Yeah, so we'll definitely do that, and we'll plan it so you Arizona bastards can come out.
Armada, Arizona Armada.
Oh, my bad. I misunderstood.
I mean, it's a cool name, but not anything like the Michigan Meat Ponies. Just throwing it out there. I described the logo to my son. He's like, "What?" The Michigan Meat Ponies is the Michigan state flag, the flag of Michigan, not Michigan State as a college, but Michigan state flag with the deer with giant erections.
What?
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Well, it's not factual if it has a giant.
Oh, dude, if you're from Michigan, probably right.
You probably have diabetes and can no longer maintain an.
Is anyone else weirded out that he's talking to us while he's pooping?
No.
No, because all I can think about is I have to poop
again.
Watermelon.
Wait, hold on.
Oh. Thanks for calling.
Bye, guys.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, literally.
The
literally
number.
Savage.
We should do call-in shows more often. We really should.
Oh, I accidentally just disconnected somebody. That was totally my bad. Going to take just a quick moment and do this. All right, so that means that it's time to talk about another advertiser. First up, or second up, I guess, we're going to talk about Swamp Fox. I just used the hostile engagement rings and put the Warhawk on my 6.5 Creedmoor today. Pretty stoked about it. I actually was looking out the window over the parking lot into like a couple neighborhoods just to kind of get an idea of what the glass looked like. And I got to say, I think Mike said when he was on the show that it was like their crowning engineering achievement. And I kind of agree. It's the 5 to 25. It's got the 34-inch tube, and it's pretty nice. Locking zeroable turrets, comes in MOA and mil, and it's a big bastard. I'm pretty stoked about it. That one is going to run you. I'm pulling it up right now. I think they're all out of stock, but it was under $600, and with the discount WLS's life, it's going to be about. What is that? I don't know, $150 less than that. It won't even show me the prices because they're out of stock right now, but they are pretty baller. So keep an eye out for that if you're looking for some long-range stuff. And again, that is the Swamp Fox Optics Warhawk. We have 2 video reviews coming out very soon, the Sentinel and the Trihawk. Those will be coming out very soon, so go check those out as well. And again, that's WLS's life. And that coupon code is one that 4%ers really, truly appreciate. So go check it out. And... all right, we're back.
You hung up on Eric. It's okay.
Oh, yeah, call back in. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Call back in. Is it?
That's what it says. You hung up on me.
I'm so sorry.
Nah.
Oh, you mean Ernie?
Oh, Ernie. Yes, Ernie.
No, you mean the fish.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't even try to hang up. Like I was clicking unavailable right as it was coming in. So go ahead and call back. Anyway, that number is 1-855-671-9WLS or 855-671-9957.
You know, in past shows, it's been more of like questions coming in, not like so much as a roast as it's been tonight.
Yeah.
So I don't mind the roasts.
I like roast. I had it for dinner last night. It was delicious. Oh,
Did you really?
Has anybody seen the roast of Donald Trump on Comedy Central?
Hey, you're on with WLS. Who's this?
This is John.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. What you got for us?
All right. I came across the CMMG upper receiver today in 5.7. Just the receiver. It'd have to go on a pistol. And none of the guys who were selling it could answer this, but what kind of lower would I need? Do I need a typical AR-15 lower? Or is there a specific lower just for that upper?
No, you can just do a standard AR lower. I believe that loads from the top, just like a normal 5.7 FN P90 or something like that.
Wrong upper.
Oh, different upper?
Yeah, that's the AR 5.7 that's no longer made. This is just a CMMG. It's like a normal AR upper.
I think.
Oh, okay.
So let's see. I'm looking on CMMG. They sell the upper group kit for the Banshee in 5.7.
What kind of magazines does it take then?
They look proprietary.
It does, actually, yeah.
It looks like it'd fit in a standard lower.
Then ignore the shit out of me.
No, I mean, I
Always do.
think you're right. I think it does. I think it does fit in a standard lower. I'm just double checking just to make sure.
Do you need different magazines for that, or is it?
The magazine that is here is definitely different, but I don't know if that means you can't use it. I guess I don't know the answer, and it doesn't really say on their website.
Jeremy, ring in.
Yeah. And
No,
all
I've
I had
never
was,
actually
like,
seen
the
one of
white
those
box.
uppers. I know what you're talking about, but I've never actually had one in my hands.
Yeah, same. What'd you say, John?
I was going to say, it didn't appear to come with any magazines. It was just the upper in the white box, and that was it. It was $700, so I didn't know if that'd be worth it or not.
Damn.
That's a really good question. I can reach out and find out.
All of the ones on
Check
their website
Brownell.
look like
They might have had
mags.
those on there.
Say again, Nick.
All the ones on their website appear to come with mags.
And was it a Banshee upper?
It didn't say Banshee on it. It just said it was a CMMG in 5.7.
Huh, weird. I guess that is.
Well, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check some.
I'm kind of stumped. I know that most of their stuff works just fine on normal AR lowers, but the 5.7, that's a good one. My guess is that it's going to be the same, right? Like the 5.7 rounds aren't anything crazy. They're not shaped crazy.
Yeah, but they're a lot shorter. Like you might need a block.
Yeah, the mag might be something that you need, but
Yeah, here you go. There is so on Brownells, and I thought I saw this before. On Brownells, it's an AR-15. You can buy an AR-15 bolt carrier and barrel set to swap on any standard upper, and then they also sell AR-15 conversion magazines in 5.7 by 28 for a standard lower on that upper, because they're also showing AR-15 Banshee upper receivers with mags. But they're on Brownells. They actually have the bolt barrel combos and the magazines separate.
It also looks like there's somebody who makes it may be CMMG that makes a lower that takes 5.7 mags.
Nice. Call sign Alleycat says it uses FN 5.7 mags, and apparently Pro Mag makes the mags that ships with the Banshee.
But that's only some of them. Some of them also, like Jeremy had said, use a conversion mag that fits in a standard mag well. So, yeah, I guess if it doesn't come with a mag, then you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. You may have to order
Yeah.
something extra, but sounds pretty good.
Yeah, check that
Thank you
upper
very
and see if
much.
it fits on a standard lower. If it fits on a standard lower, you could probably just order the mags off Brownells and call it a f***ing day.
Yeah, and
Would be my guess.
I recognize your area code, so if you get it, bring it by.
You betcha.
All right, man. Thanks for listening. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
Bye. All right, we are doing a call-in show. The number's 1-855-671-9WLS. We always get, after the show comes out, we always get voicemails for like a week and a half. Which is
funny.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Is anyone else interested in 5.7? I kind of am,
No.
despite myself.
I am.
You know, I have such a hard time finding most rounds. Why do I need to add more?
Nick, was it the Diamondback that you were so interested in?
Yeah, I hope that they fix some of the issues that it has before it comes out.
Yeah.
It still isn't out, and as far as I'm aware, they still haven't put out. They have. $12.99 is the MSRP now.
Yeesh. Still cool though.
Yeah, that interests me. For the most part, like 22 mag is a little more interesting just because it's usually easier to find and much cheaper and somewhat
Yes.
similar. But this is definitely a gun. The Diamondback DBX is definitely something that interests me.
Yeah. I'm definitely interested in that one for sure. Hey, you're on with WLS. Who's this?
Oh, Jesus.
It's
How the
Jesus.
hell did I get on that fast?
I don't know.
He's like, Jesus Christ.
Well, I thought I was going to have a minute to mute my.
Nah, man. You're here. You're here. What's up?
Well, call me ridiculous, but I am
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
buying one of the is it the Zastava and 223, the little PAP?
Yeah.
I'm going to buy one of those just to basically strip the bolt out of it because 223 AK bolts are unobtainium. So, $700 parts kit or gun just to steal the bolt out of and sell off his parts.
Jeez. How much can you sell the bolt for?
Oh God, you can't even find the bolts. Last one I saw on Arms List was like $500.
Okay, so you're going to pay $700 for a $500 bolt. You're all like, "Ha ha, business!"
Profit?
Even if I only get like $200 out of the gun parts, okay.
Hey, so here's a question actually to Jeremy. What kind of firing pin does a 5.56 AK take?
Wait, what?
What kind of firing pin does a 5.56 AK take? Is it a standard AK firing pin or is it a specialty firing pin?
I don't actually know that. If I had to guess, I would say it's different, but I don't actually know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a pointy one.
I've never actually like pulled it apart and looked.
Because my dad has a 5.56 AK. The problem is that he had with it is that the original firing pin was striking too deep and piercing the primers, and when the dumbass gunsmith who fixed it shaved it too short, so it wouldn't set off the primers.
Yikes.
So I'm trying to find something that'll work.
Is there a shoulder on it?
You know, you can just call in, Savage, if you really want to. 'Cause this is, I mean, we're answering another question right now.
Do they use AK-74? Because I know it rides in a AK-74 carrier. The 5.56 bolts do. And they use a AK-74 receiver for them.
Oh, that's a good point.
So
It could be.
my guess would be a 74 firing pin.
Oh, thank you very much. I will let him know about that.
Okay, I would like to get back to this.
Washingtonian tonight.
Nice.
Yeah.
I want to get back to this business proposition where you're going to pay $700. Are you going to use the bolt for something else, or you just want to sell it for less than you bought the gun for?
I'm literally just going to buy the gun, probably take out the trunnion and bolt and scrap the rest of it.
And are you going to use the trunnion and bolt for something else?
To build like a full size 5.56 AK.
Okay.
But why? Why not just
buy a 5.56 AK?
Why not just like I don't know, a caliber that I don't know. I've never really gotten into the 5.56 AK thing. Why not do 5.45?
Because the Definitive Arms mag wells are back in stock, so you can run AR mags in your 5.56 gun and throw like
why not?
ridiculous mags in it, like quad stacks and D60s and.
Then why not get an AR?
You already have a whole mess of ARs.
Okay, now
I appreciate what you're doing. Actually,
yeah,
It's
I'm
something
actually.
different.
That sounds kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, I'm understanding it a little bit more now. I thought you were doing it as a business thing. You're like, I'm going to buy it for $700 and sell it for $500.
Yeah.
Oh no, I just like ridiculous things, and sometimes I have to do ridiculous to get them.
I guess that's a good enough answer.
It is. I love it, actually. Pretty epic. I'm going to put on the screen the image that I thought of.
Is it the Epic of Gilgamesh?
This.
You mean what the Bible is based off of?
Which is probably the name of the episode.
Ayo.
Also.
Hey, wait. Go back to that, will you?
Let's see. Yeah, it'll just take me 1 second. There it is.
Okay. All right, go scroll down one more. That row right there.
Yeah.
All the way to the right. All the way to the right.
Not clicking it.
What is that? what is that picture?
I don't know.
Click on it.
He's like, works at a muffler shop, and I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Okay.
He works at a muffler shop and likes large, heavy equipment.
Something like that, yeah. Speaking of heavy equipment, we've got a fun one in, what is it? Aaron, what's your segment called?
Oh,
Lifestyles. Yeah.
Going ballistic.
What? Hey.
No, my segment is called Lifestyles.
Lifestyle. I already said that like 5 minutes ago.
Oh. Well, what was your question?
I forget. Was there a question in this call? Holy shit, I might be drunk already.
What
No,
time?
we just started rambling, and that's kind of where we ended up.
Okay, good.
What
God.
year is it?
I don't know. Do you smell almonds?
Sometimes.
Yeah, same.
Only
man.
on Thursdays.
Only when I pee. It's weird.
Google just told me that no, it does not smell almonds for whatever reason. All right, man. Any questions for us? Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, man. Thanks for listening. And thanks for calling in.
Bye.
Bye. Ha ha, business. I love that meme so much. I have no idea why.
I really want to know what that other one was about.
Wait, I'll click on it now that it's not up on my screen.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Is Google talking somewhere?
I don't know. I think all the Googles are talking.
Okay, Google.
No. Cajun Cuban.
I forgot that I have a Google on.
Cajun Cuban said earlier that first time seeing you fellas live, holy I need to wash my eyes.
There's a difference between when he watches us afterwards?
Or listens, man. Dude, so many people know our voices, but not our faces. Hey, guys, just curious about your thoughts. I see the thumbnail with someone shooting what looked like a PTR or C308. I have a C308. What upgrades or changes would you suggest? All right, I'll go ahead.
Not having a Century?
That would be the C308.
It is the C308 from Century. That one's a few years old. So it didn't run great, right, Nick?
The couple of times I've shot it ran fine.
Maybe it was just because I was running it suppressed last time.
Yeah, I remember that. And you were also running steel, which was pretty dirty ammo.
It was definitely dirty. It basically stopped functioning after a pretty, I don't know, like 150 rounds, something like that. So I had to take it apart. I had to disassemble the charging handle from the bolt. And then I broke the goddamn spring putting it back together. So I had to go to hkparts.net and order 2 more springs and pay more for shipping than I did the springs. But hey, it's my fault, whatever. So I had a guy come by the office today to fix my phone screen because my brand new phone, I cracked it when I wrecked on my longboard.
Oh,
go ahead, Nick. So he walked in and he was like, he
longboard, bro.
No, he knew about We Like Shooting. And so we were just shooting this. And, he mentioned the 308 because I'd posted a picture or something. So I showed it to him. And of course the charging handle doesn't snap back because I snapped the spring. He's like, what's wrong with it? And I was like, I broke it. And he looked at me like I was a piece of So anyway, got that going for me. But yeah, it was kind of a spring. I really hated putting that thing back together.
You know, when I was like 6, my dad had this Boss, right? The Boss was, I don't know, late 60s, early 70s. So my parents got my sister and I rollerblades so that during the summer, they both worked at the same place. We could go to work with them, and then we just like rollerblade around the area and like play outside and whatnot. So my dad's boss decided that he was going to get some rollerblades.
Nice.
And he would come out and rollerblade with us, but it went from like fun rollerblading around to like, oh my God, don't fall down.
Oh no.
So we would just like skate around and like watch him wobble. Anyway, every time you talk about your longboard, that's what I think of. Just like, don't break a fucking hip. Don't break a hip.
Let's see. So call sign Alley Cat says, Ronad at you. He says a spear stock and a new handguard and chop a little off the barrel. That would actually be pretty cool.
For what?
King of the Rooftopper said, Sean, get a Love MEI case for your phone. They're indestructible. I have a case. What had happened was we had stopped for a second and one of my back wheels was off the sidewalk in the dirt. And I was running on a higher torque level than I normally do because we were going up a ton of hills. And two old ladies were walking down the sidewalk towards us.
It was just a mirror, but go ahead.
We looked real quick, and we were like, okay, they're not turning yet, so we have time to take off. So I hit the throttle, and it was higher torque, and the back wheel spun out, which launched the board, but not me. So I landed straight on my back and side in front of the two old ladies, and my buddy that was with me, he was like, it's okay, it happens sometimes. Like, because I think he was just so embarrassed that I had fallen down.
You know what the worst part of all this is? It's all in VR. I just come in and he's standing on a board with no trucks.
That would be awesome, actually.
And he's got his headset on and he's like, whoa, old lady's coming.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a...
Or maybe that's a different game.
They rolled the dice when they stepped off the curb. That's not my problem.
It's true. It's true. All right. Let's take one more call. Morpheus says, is it possible to have the Hellfire slide re-drilled for an RMR cut if you ordered the multi-optic cut like an idiot? Wait, multi-optic cut? Doesn't that include RMR cut?
I don't know.
I mean, multi, you'd assume more than one.
They probably have an adapter.
Yeah. Hold
Did
on.
I tell you about the dumbest thing that happened to me with a Glock?
No, you didn't.
So I was trying to put a optic plate on a Glock for a Hollow Sun pistol optic. And, I got the plates and the little screws that they come with and yada, yada, yada. And the screws that the Glock plate comes with are M3 by 0.5 millimeter by 6 millimeter long. And they weren't f***ing long enough.
That sucks.
I was just like, what the f-? So I had to go on Amazon. First I had to Google search what size screw that was. And then I had to go online and find the same size ones that were a little bit longer. And then I had to run those ones through the optic and the plate and then grind them off on the backside flush and then mount them.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a pain in the
Okay. All right. So for some reason I was thinking Hellcat. He said Hellfire. So he's talking about Faxon Firearms, Hellfire. First of all, I would just hit up Faxon and be like, hey, I ordered the wrong one. Can I swap it?
Second of all,
okay, now I know what he's talking about. So they do have there was a older cut that it wasn't RMR, but it was kind of like an alternative that fit the Vortex Venom, the Viper, and the Burris Fastfire. And that's what they call their multi-optic cut. Okay, so they're not going to swap it. I don't know. It depends. You would have to just put the optic that you're trying to put on it and then put like something down there to mark it and make sure it's not anywhere close to the other holes. And if it's not close to the other holes, then you should be able to get somebody to machine it for you to drill and
like
tap
prom
it.
night.
Yeah, but if all it's held on are those screws and it's not being held on like by contact with the front and back of the optic on the slide, it may not work out super well. So
and the M&P actually has posts. It's not just flat on the top.
I would suggest selling or trading the slide and getting what you want.
Or
it's a situation actually, yeah.
Or buying a new optic.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but you're limited with that cut to basically 3 optics.
Okay. The other one, you're limited to 1.
Well, the other one, you're limited to 0 at this point.
No. So the one
What's
that he
cheaper,
has,
a new slide or a new optic?
the one that he has is limited to 3 optics. The one that he wants is like RMR cut, which just about everybody uses nowadays.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's more common.
I think I have
Then why does everything come with 4 plates?
Because there are a handful of other optics.
Yeah. So I'll tell you this: I will trade you one of those optics for whatever the optic you have is, as long as it's good.
It's an NC Star
because I have the Vortex Viper and Venom, and I actually hate them, so I'd be happy to trade them to you.
He's got an actual Trijicon RMR.
I wish.
Is that what you wish for?
He said he called Fax and they told him since he ordered it a while back that they can exchange it. Oh, but not for the right one. Did you tell them that you're in the cult? Because that's what you got to do.
You got to be like, don't you know who I am?
Roden says, what's the issue? It's just that he ordered the wrong optic cut. So,
pay attention, Roden.
Hit me up offline and we'll
does
see
not
what we
stop
can
and
do.
Start at your convenience.
Apparently, he thinks it does.
I don't even. Oh God! I accidentally closed the app and didn't even realize it.
What app is that?
The one,
WhatsApp?
the Take Calls app. Okay,
Oh, you
fine.
said we're getting one more call.
Okay, we're done.
Okay.
I don't even know how to launch it again.
That's okay. We're done.
Everything's confusing. Help.
I don't know how to drive.
I feel so bad for Will Smith.
Really? Why is that?
Because Jada cheated on him with August.
Who cares?
I don't really feel
yeah.
that bad.
I
They're Scientologists. I'll live.
I literally have only seen it peripherally, and he said he has a Vortex Venom and he hates it. Yeah, I actually agree.
Yeah, everybody knows that Scientologists aren't people.
That's what I heard.
They're worse than communists.
But no, like
I tell you what, I got a couple Sig Romeo 1s at the shop, and I swear to God, nothing accepts those.
I wonder if they have that old weird cut.
No, it's a newer optic. It's like the P320. There's like, or like the M18 or the M17 is like the only that will accept that. And other than that, off.
That's terrible. But yeah, I feel bad for Will Smith. Like, I don't know. Like, Jada was very public about an affair with her son's friend. I don't know. Is that what happened? Does anyone know?
I have no idea, and I don't really care.
Wait, how old was her son's friend?
I don't know. But like Will Smith,
Well,
just like the
if
memes.
it's below 18, that's with a minor, and that's
There's something about like
rape.
Will Smith and Jada, like whenever they're having marital troubles, they meet at a red table, but somehow it was filmed and Will Smith was crying. I don't even. Is this real life?
Why were you watching this?
I didn't. I've just like seen memes and. So I
What the why are we talking about this? Is this a segue into something, or are you just blabbing on about some nobody actually gives a about?
Yeah, welcome to We Like Shooting, Jeremy.
Is this your first show?
Anyway, where I was going with this is that Will Smith starred in Men in Black, and that if Men in Black actually had a handgun, it would look like either the FX-19 Hellfire or Patriot.
Wouldn't it look like the noisy cricket?
No.
Are you saying the Hellfire and Patriot are cuckold guns?
No, I'm not saying that, actually. Let's go to faxandfirearms.com and see what they actually have in stock right now. Dude, it is the craziest time in the gun world that I have like ever seen. Way crazier than Sandy Hook as far as I can see. Because things are just going, like, I look earlier in the day, and then last episode I looked earlier in the day and it was in stock. Then I got there later and it was out of stock. But Faxon does make barrels. They make guns. They make their own handguns called the FX-19 Patriot and Hellfire. They make M&P slides, which Morpheus was just talking about, in a couple different optics cuts. And they do all kinds of stuff. Muzzle devices, integral muzzle devices, low-profile muzzle devices so that your optic can slide on it. Their pencil barrels are amazing. Just go to faxandfirearms.com. Use coupon code WLS10. It'll save you 10% off all day, every day. This is... excuse me. This is Gear Chat. What is this? I think I saw Savages. Oh, God, never mind. Nothing. Someone said something. This is Gear Chat. And Aaron, why don't you start us off?
All right, so I've got this. Monster Wheels cams bag from Hackett Equipment.
Monster Wheeled.
I call it Wheels because it sounds cooler that way with a Z.
Okay, my bad.
The thing is, all right, so wheels? Yeah, wheels, because there's 3 of them.
Wheeled.
That's how big this bag is. I know it wheeled, but there's 3 wheels on this wheeled bag. This bag is huge. Right now, inside my bag, I have my belt for holstered and with a mag pouch on it, a Black Rhino 3-stack mag pouch. I have a helmet. I have body armor. I have an AR. I have a shotgun. Obviously a pistol. I have a box of shells. I have 3 spare magazines plus an additional 3 spare magazines on the plate carrier. And I still have a lot of room to add a ton more stuff. I was able to put my 9-year-old, 9-year-old in there, and he's almost 5 feet tall. This kid, and he had room to move. So this thing is huge. A lot of volume in it. Comes in black camo, so it's just pretty awesome.
Black multicam.
Multicam. Yep. Looks awesome. It's got some hook and loop on the outside, so I was able to patch it up. Looks sweet. And I'm really digging this thing. I keep it in my car. This is what I will use when I need to get home, when things when hits the fan, so to speak.
Very nice.
So, is your plan to put a little tag on it that says like "if found, return to," and then put your address, and then just climb inside of it and wait for somebody to pick it up?
Dude, I actually wonder. I bet I could fit in that thing.
I
honestly think I could. I honestly think I can. It's that big.
You should wait until we're all together to try it.
Yes.
So we did the math one day on it. Does anyone remember the final number of how much volume per square, how many square or cubic feet are in there?
No, I don't.
I'm having serious deja vu right now, though.
Yeah. I don't remember. Where is it? Christian just said, I just got my first Hackett bag. Your product recommendations are really spot on.
Nice.
Hackett makes good stuff, man.
They do. They really, all of our advertisers, like, we only take money from people that we actually like and believe in.
Oh yeah. To be fair, I did not pay for this item. It was sent to me, but I did request it because it was something I really wanted.
Yeah,
I'm really, really, really impressed with it. The retail price is $147, but do we have a discount code for that, Sean?
We do. It's WLS's Life. It's 21% off. That brings it down to $118.49.
Totally worth it, right there. Every penny.
They want you to climb in it live.
Yeah, that and the rifle burrito are awesome.
Well, I'm not going to climb in it dead, but you may find my dead body in it one day. I will do it on the Colt page. So if you're a Colt member, you get to watch me climb into this bag. Just not today because it's really late at night and it's in my car full of.
Oh, nice.
Why is it full of?
Wait, do you have the rifle and shotgun in your car right now?
Yeah.
Jesus, Aaron.
The car's locked up.
Your car's not a
pistol.
holster.
No, it's not, but it's holding my gear because I also have a rifle and pistol and shotgun here too. I mean, I have them everywhere. I want them to be everywhere I need to be.
All right. So yeah, that is the Monster Wheeled Cams bag. What does CAMS stand for?
It probably stands for, I have no idea. Does it say?
Did you text, but just totally off, did you text Alex and apologize?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Good.
What for?
For the live.
For calling him live.
At least I let him know.
Canned ass meat.
Okay. Canned ass meat.
Carry all my stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, yeah, I see it right there. All right, cool.
A cam is like a little thing that moves.
It's an egg-shaped lobe.
Well, sometimes, yeah.
Why is my mic cover wet?
Because you spit.
Apparently.
Or you sneezed on it, or you coughed on it. Thank God, instead of me this time.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No, yeah, well, thank you for that time.
So the product I wanted to talk about, I actually saw something about this the other day. I don't have one yet, but I assume that will change. This is the MCK P80 by CAA USA and Polymer 80. So previously they were distributing the Kydon. Looks like they have moved on from that, and now this is the micro conversion kit for Glock and Sig Sauer pistols historically, but now it's going to take the Polymer 80 as well, which that's pretty badass. Looks pretty cool. It is, a pistol. What do you call those? Like just a
pistol brace conversion.
Yeah, you throw your pistol into a chassis, and then you shake it, and it brings all the boys to the yard. Something like that. I don't really know, but it does look pretty cool. Full size pick rail all along the top. There's a video on the page here.
Oh, it looked like it was X-rayed.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we're peeking at it. We don't get a full view.
It's a spotlight.
Oh, is that what that is?
I think so. It's or either that or the bat signal.
Oh, there it is. Oh, look, it went from a technical drawing into the real thing.
Still got a spotlight. They did a bad job of cutting out the image.
Look, listen, it's not your job to criticize them. It kind of is.
No, it's CAA. Okay,
well,
yeah.
Let's see you do better if you're going to criticize.
I can.
I totally can. It's my job, actually. Yeah. So CAA in the past has made some really good products. There's two products that I currently own that are CAA. One I really like a lot, and one I really hate a lot. The one I really like a lot is their sniper stock, which I use on my Dez, which is phenomenal. Okay, it is super heavy, but it's got like the built-in monopod and all that stuff, and everything is spring loaded on it. It's great product. The one thing I hate is they have a grip, an AR grip, which is just feels like cheap plastic. But
yeah, historically CAA, I've hated a lot of their products. In fact, my AK from Kalashnikov USA was outfitted with a ton of CAA junk, and one of my favorite projects was taking all that off and throwing it in the trash.
Oh.
But they are known for like the Roni, the micro. Is that them? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, they're micro Roni. So like they are well known in this space. And this thing actually looks pretty good. It doesn't have a lot of the stuff that I hated about the other one. It's got the folding brace on it, which is pretty badass. It has the magazine holder up front, and it comes like as part of it.
This looks exactly like the Roni to me.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, when I saw the email from I got an email in regards to this. I thought it was the micro Roni.
But what does this have that the Roni doesn't, or vice versa?
It takes Polymer 80.
So
Yes.
that's what you hated about the Roni?
No, I didn't hate the Roni.
Oh, I thought you said this was fixed everything you hated about the Roni.
No.
I misunderstood.
I mean, like fixes a lot of things that I've hated about other CAA products, but this one actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I like the magazine holder in front, which is convenient. And the pistol brace collapse or foldable is pretty darn cool.
So,
but again, yeah, I mean, and sorry to interrupt, Sean, but like the products that they've made, sometimes are really, really ingenious, and sometimes they're just like, let's get them out as quickly as possible.
Well, I try not to talk about CAA because I don't want Hartman to kill me.
Yeah, dude, I sat in a room with him and he was telling stories.
I know.
Like with some seals and stuff, and they were like, "Oh," I was like, "Nope."
The seals were like, "Dude,"
right? Yeah, it was. There are stories that like made me like, I don't know, scared.
I'm excited about this. It looks pretty good. It looks like it solves some of the problems that I had with the Kaidon. And I mean, the Ronis are popular.
The price point is better than previously, the $285.
Yeah, because the Kaidon was like $4 something.
Yeah, and the Ronis were all pretty expensive too, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's getting closer.
I'm stoked about this.
So is that a charging handle at the base behind the pistol grip?
Not the hook thing sticking down vertically.
This one right here.
No. Okay, that's where it is. Not that other thing.
See, I still don't like these though. The Recover Tactical is the only one I've really liked so far because it's fairly minimalistic and it's inexpensive.
Yeah, that one's more of like just a brace. This is more of like a chassis.
Yeah, I don't trust this thing to return to zero if I pop the gun out and put it back in and have a red dot or something on there.
I don't think you can put a red dot on this one. Well, you could put it on the pick rail up top, but not on the actual pistol slide.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. If you mount a red dot or those iron sights that are on there, you pop the handgun out, you put it back in. I don't trust them to hold zero.
I really wonder how firm it is in there. If you shake it, well, click, 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 click. Is it loose?
I mean, they're usually relatively securely mounted. It's just I don't trust them to mount the same way. I don't know, and the price point, and it seems like they're kind of bulky.
Yeah.
Whereas like that Recover one is really small and compact.
It is. So definitely I'm interested in getting this in and kind of seeing where it goes. But I saw this the other day and I was like, oh yeah, I want to talk about that because, yeah, the Ronis are super popular. So I'm curious to see where they've gone here.
Is Roni.
And the fact that they support the Polymer 80s. I have 15 Glock-ish guns, but I only have one Glock. So like when I have something that just uses the Glock, it's like, it's kind of useless to me. So I'm glad they fit the Polymer 80s. Look forward to getting one in. And this is from the Firearm blog, so you can check that out if you would like to. Nick, what do you want to talk about?
Okay, there's not really a whole lot to this. Loose Rounds is reporting that Silencer Co. put out a video. It's like a little teaser. If you're epileptic, don't watch it.
Oh, more spotlight.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of little flashes of what appears to be an AR lower. No real information beyond that. They say the title of the video is Stay Tuned 8/10/2020. So I guess here in a couple of days, in a week, they're going to be announcing something, and it's either going to be an AR lower, like Loose Rounds is predicting, or maybe it'll be a full rifle. Maybe it'll be something that is AR-ish. I don't know.
Do we care about this?
Is there any reason to get excited about a Silencer Co. lower?
If it's a lower, no. Unless it's like a really reasonably priced ambi lower or something.
It'd be crazy if it had a built-in suppressor.
I do think that Silencer Co. has done a bunch of interesting stuff lately. A lot of it hasn't necessarily been successful, but a lot of it has been interesting anyway.
You mean like the Maxim?
Yeah, or that integrally suppressed muzzle loader, the Maxim 50 or whatever.
That was an interesting idea, yeah.
Yeah, like they've put out some interesting stuff, and like their quality seems fine. So yeah, I'm interested to see what this is. If it is just a lower, that's kind of lame, but maybe, just maybe, there will be something more to it. We'll find out in a week.
I will say Silencer Co. is not usually known for like, they're like, oh cool, we're putting out a lower. In fact, I don't even know why they would make a video about it if that was what they were doing.
Yeah.
So my guess is it's going to be something
more interesting.
Yeah, more interesting than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
That'd be cool. I don't hate Silencer Co. I do. My Silencer Co. Saker 762 is my least favorite can in the universe.
Yeah.
Of the ones that we have here, but the Maxim 9 is pretty cool. The 50 was pretty cool. I don't hate Silencer Co. I hate their Mad Mount. It's the worst thing ever.
The only thing I've ever shot a Silencer Co's that I really, really liked was the full auto Maxim 9.
Yeah.
I've never seen one of those in action.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
really?
I could show it to you on Instagram.
It was a SHOT Show, right?
We've shot on a few places.
Yeah. Or was it Georgia?
No, it wasn't SHOT Show.
Georgia.
It was Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What,
go on
really?
my Instagram. It's on there. Yeah.
I'll have to take a look. I mean, I was at Georgia.
Wait, you have an Instagram? What is it?
Rhett.
Me?
Yeah.
Rhett Actual, isn't it?
I'm kidding.
It's my store.
I know. I was giving you a chance to promote your Instagram.
Like, I don't give a Instagram.
Sean, why are you showing the screen, by the way?
Oh, RET_actual. Sorry. Is Jeremy's Instagram, and you can find that there. Savage, what is your product?
Well, our friend Chad Smith from Flatline Fiber Co. sent us out all a couple of different slings, and I thought I'd just talk about them for a moment.
You mean suspenders?
And, do with them what you will. I'm a fan of the social constructivism, which would say that you can make things
has the word
into what
social in it.
works
So
for you.
You're just buying into the whole communist thing when you say social.
It's not communist. It's literally just a theory, and it's not regarding communism.
But that's just a theory.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's our show notes on the screen. How cool is that? Go ahead, Savage. Talk about your sling.
Yeah. Anyways, so he sent out two different models of the slings that he makes. One was the padded kind, and one was just the standard strap kind. I did notice that there is a slight difference between the two, in that, as far as I can tell, the padded one is actually kind of longer. I've got this. I'm a small dude. I'm 5'9" or lower, depending if you put me next to Jeremy, and on a 20-inch AR-10 model like this, the sling fits perfectly, and it's able to fit around me as a relatively smaller guy. Plus, it has this tab on the bottom that if you pull it, it makes the sling longer. So you can, if you have more kit on, and you need to fit this around your kit, you can pull it out to make it longer, or you can pull it short to shore it up and make it a little bit tighter if you're not carrying that much. But this is as short as the padded one goes, but it does fit a large size rifle perfectly as far as I'm concerned. Now the other one he sent over.
You still have the number scrolling on the bottom of the screen.
He's too busy. He's on the phone. The other one he sent over was just a plain strap one. And again, this one also has the pull tab. So you pull it and it extends longer, and then you pull it back the other way and it gets shorter. And this fits, for me, any kind of carbine style length firearm, or in this case, specifically my bullpup shotgun. And
what do you think of that bullpup shotgun?
I love it, dude.
Yeah? Is it sling worthy though?
Yeah, the sling's great. I mean, it's perfect for this size. So the thing about both of these slings is they'll fit any kind of sling loop just perfectly. I've got a couple of other slings that I've tried to use on some of my other firearms, and the strap here is too thick, so it won't fit through the loops. But this one naturally fits through just about any, like the smallest size loop that you'll see on these kind of guns, rifles or shotguns, and it fits perfectly. So I think the products he has work great for any kind of general purpose use firearm that you might have.
Made in the United States, made in the great state of Georgia. And yeah, I mean, the QD mounts fit perfectly in them, and I think that he sells them on the site. But yeah, I really like the sling. Got a bunch of different slings, and this one is, I like it because I love Flatline Fiber Co. They make some good stuff. Chad's a great dude.
And I love that you can expand it and contract it so fast. Like, wow, that's really useful to have.
Yeah, that's how most of my slings are.
Not mine. Mine all suck.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, awesome stuff. And there's a code, WLS10. You can save money by using that.
Do it. And it's worth it. Support America.
Support Chad.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He literally is a really good guy.
Yeah, he is. How many times have you met him?
3.
Is that true?
Yeah, I've seen him at SHOT Show once and Georgia twice.
Dude, I was trying to remember trying to test if you even remembered who he is.
Yeah, totally. He's usually, the first time I met him, he was actually with Blue Alpha Gear, hanging out with them.
Look at you.
Yeah, dude, I've been working on my memory game.
It's doing great.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do now? Talk about lifestyles. Oh yeah. Hey, Aaron, what you gonna do now? Talk about lifestyles. Brought to you by Brownells.
Did Savage just rage quit?
No, maybe. I don't know. So Brownells, I was read into something today. They got something coming soon. It's going to be cool. I can't talk about it, so I don't even know why I brought it up. But
right, because it'd be
yeah, it is pretty cool. I'm going to go and I'm going to look for ammo, which I do every week, just because I'm like, man, it's got to get better sometime.
So I'm looking at the internal chat, the private chat.
I'm eating Doritos, by the way.
And then Savage randomly puts in government admitted some footage to have that shows craft that are not of this world. Why would this be the time to talk about that?
Oh, because I asked if something new had happened with aliens, but it was just the same thing that had already happened.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's see. Handgun ammo, special filters in stock, cartridge. No 9mm in stock yet. It's a crazy time, man.
God, dude. I'm afraid to go shooting. I don't even want to practice shooting because I don't want to waste ammo.
First of all, Fish, I do have an SKS and a bullpup stock, so just let me stop you there, and it's not TAPCO.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Nick F. asks, do they have alien piercing rounds? Just for the nipples.
Yes. So let's see. Going through looking at what they do have. Oh, they got a lot of stuff, actually. SB Tactical SBA 3s are in stock. The best brace, as far as I'm concerned.
The 3, I agree.
Yeah. One of the cool things they actually have is the AR-15 22LR conversion kit from CMMG. It's a pretty awesome kit. Savage, you have one of those, right?
I do. It is awesome to be able to just switch out your bolt, put in their magazine, which is, 22LR magazine, and just go shoot for nothing, because 22 is super freaking cheap. So you can take your standard AR platform rifle that you would go shooting with it every day and rechamber it for 22, and you can shoot all fucking day for nothing.
Yep. They've got the RMR cut slide for Glock 19 in the stock, the Brownells brand. Lots of stuff still there. 17,765 items that are in stock at brownells.com. Aaron, would you have go to welikeshooting.com/sponsors and click on the link to support the show and Brownells. And Aaron, what do you want to talk about tonight?
Well, before I get into it, so does anyone even eat Cool Ranch Doritos anymore? Is that even a thing?
I have some.
I love Cool Ranch Doritos.
Yeah, I just don't see them that much. When people buy, I've seen the spicy Doritos, the standard nacho cheese Doritos, but Cool Ranch just doesn't seem to be as big as it used to be.
Really? Because I see it everywhere.
I've got them. They're pretty good. Aaron, since you had that Pepsi behind you and you said you were getting paid, I'm now eating Doritos.
All right, so two things. All right, so Netflix, God, they finally restocked some good stuff in there. The Umbrella Academy, I burned through that.
Yep.
Love that show.
Just started back off. Yep.
I haven't seen the new season yet.
Oh, it's so good. But what really interested me was today before the show, I was watching a show called a documentary called Tread, which took place in your hometown of Colorado, Sean. It's
my home state, Granby, Colorado.
State. Yeah. So this guy who's just feels like he's been beaten down by all the locals in this town that he's started a business in, decides to build a tank out of a bulldozer and go on a rampage.
Yeah. And so his name was Marvin Heemeyer. He moved to Granby. He was, buying some property. He wanted to connect. basically he outbid some dude named Cody Dochev, and apparently Cody had connections in the town, and they.
The f- is that?
I have no idea. Is that you, Jeremy?
No, am I on?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, I turned it back on. I had it muted. I was off.
We heard it.
Yeah, we all heard it.
Maybe it didn't go down all the way.
So he couldn't get sewer and water connected. Then they wanted to fine him. They wanted to fine him later on because, like, they were making a big deal out of it. Then they were going to fine him. So eventually he had enough. He sold a bunch of and he basically made a bulldozer and he armored it. And then when he finally had enough, he drove around town and knocked down the businesses and the buildings of the people that he felt had slighted him. And then when his bulldozer got stuck after knocking down like a little consignment store, he shot himself.
Yeah. Honestly, so from his side of the story, you know, it sounds like, yeah, he was wronged. But then you look at like the stories from the other people, the locals, and it seems like I was like, some of them I wanted to call it on. Some of them I was like, oh, okay, that doesn't seem like that bad. But, you know, like Cody, that Cody dude.
Seems like a.
Yeah. And he probably did talk some. He's like, I don't remember talking to him.
Yeah.
And he probably, you know, it seemed like it made enough of an impression on the first guy, Ernie, right? Or whatever his name is. What's the first guy?
Marvin.
I don't know. I just saw Ernie post something.
Yeah. So here's
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. Here's the thing: is like the killdozer is a thing that everyone's seen. Everyone's like, he's like this cult hero, and I often kind of got on that train, and I was like, yeah, man, the f***ing system f***ed him over, and he took on the system, and I don't think he killed anybody.
Nope.
So he took on the system, and that was totally a cool thing. And then I watched this, and I have to be cautious because I know, you know, whoever made the documentary, they have whatever opinion they have of things, and they're going to slant stuff. And we all know that the news media is like the enemy.
The enemy.
Let's just say everyone had an agenda.
Everyone had an agenda. But to listen to his actual tapes, and then to hear like at the end that they offered him 250, or he told them he wanted 250,000 for the property, and then they immediately agreed to it. And then he immediately said, no, I want 375, and they also agreed to that. I'm like,
then
dude,
he ended up selling it, but he did sell it for like $400,000.
yeah, he did eventually, but like he had the opportunity to like get out of it, and you're like, okay, you know what? He bought it for 40,000. He sold it for. He was trying to sell it for 375, 400,000. They offered him 375. He could have taken a huge profit on that, and just walked away and been like, you know what? I guess this town, I couldn't break through the bureaucracy of the town and the good old boy network and take your 1,000% profit and move on with life. But
right,
I came away with this like, why the is this guy like such a folk hero? Like he seems kind of like.
Jeremy, you're raising your hand?
No, I'm scratching my arm.
Okay. I mean, I agree with you there, Sean. I mean, the guy was he was smart about a lot of things, like how he got rid of his money so no one could go after his assets after he died.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was genius. The way he had set up the killdozer was really impressive with all the cameras and the armor and the cement in there. It was like, wow.
And he had a 50 BMG inside that he was
and a Mini
firing.
14, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was.
And it was crazy to see that he had incendiary rounds, and he almost got those propane tanks, but he couldn't get his tail end out of the way, so he kept shooting his own truck, trying to get to him.
Yep.
Can you imagine that one?
Dude,
Holy
yeah.
cow.
I mean, I was so shocked that because I'm always down. I'm like, yeah, the man. But I was shocked at how much I was like, this guy was kind of a piece of.
And I've lived and dealt with small town politics like that, and I mean, I fully believe that they could have him over.
Oh, dude,
and
yeah.
Like I fully believe that like all the people that are still, you know, the survivors in that thing are at least 50% full. They all were like, yeah, we're gonna this guy over because my buddy wants his property, and so we're gonna do this, and that'll get him the hell out of here. And then he went postal, and they had to like, we need to get our story straight.
Or like, we weren't that bad to the guy, but yeah, I agree.
I offered him money for the place, and he automatically turned it down. Like, all right, show me where you wrote up a proposal with that money on it. Like, I want to see that. Otherwise, I don't believe you.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, I looked at it like I guarantee those people with him, like without question.
Oh, with the whole water line, so it was like $70,000 to put sewer into his place, but he needed an easement to get there. But they wouldn't. The guy who he outbid bought the land between him and the sewer line, so he wouldn't grant him an easement. So he's getting fined.
Yeah,
for the whole thing.
Well, really they also when they planned the sewer, when it went in, it didn't come anywhere near him.
Yeah. I just
go ahead.
No, I was surprised at how much I was like, this guy's a because I went into it thinking like, yeah, finally see how the man him over, and he took matters into his own hands. But
and I've seen other documentaries about this where there was a driveway that was mentioned that didn't
they block it off or something?
They blocked the driveway off, and they wouldn't allow him to even make his own. And that was one of the reasons he bought the bulldozer. And there was no mention of that in this entire documentary.
Yeah, mostly I was trying to base my opinion of him on his recordings, because that was actually his words in his voice spoken by him. Because I don't disbelieve for a second that they had it out for him, and that they just with him over and over. And honestly, a lot of the guys that they had from the town seemed
mm-hmm.
You know.
I agree.
Did you watch this, Nick Tread?
I haven't watched it yet. I've got it on my list.
Yeah, I don't know. I was shocked at how much my opinion changed, and of course, sorry, it seemed like the town with him nonstop. But at one point, he had an opportunity to get out at what was it, 1,000% profit.
Mm-hmm.
And he chose not
to.
to.
At some point, it's about principles.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know. I guess someone mentioned Time Suck, a good podcast on the Killdozer. I would definitely be interested in some alternative viewpoints of this so I could form my actual opinion. So if you have them, message us on Facebook or Instagram or something like that. I'll listen to the Dan Cummins Time Suck podcast on the Killdozer and just try to figure out how I actually feel about it, because I was really shocked.
And I'd like to hear from the people who are listening to the show who have actually seen this on Netflix and get your opinion on it. I'd like to hear back, what if we're that far off base, or if you guys agree or disagree with what we're saying.
Yeah, and they did show footage. I guess I don't know if it was recorded before or after of the bulldozer parked in the entrance to his driveway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
It was really, I mean, the things that they were dropping flashbangs down the exhaust and stuff, and it was interesting to see. Yeah.
That
would have been loud in there, though, man.
Yeah. Well, dude, can you imagine shooting a 50 inside of a?
Oh no!
Yeah,
no,
right.
No.
I was every time he pulled that trigger, I was like, oh my god, that's got to just be rattling his insides.
I mean, and the guy had come up with so many great ideas, like air to blow off the camera so that the debris wouldn't get in the way, so he could see. But in the video, the reenactment of him in there, he wasn't wearing any ear pro, which I would assume that would have been something I would have done.
Yeah. They did show his actual dead body after he killed himself, and they finally gained, after 2 days, they finally gained access to it.
That's ridiculous. Crazy.
Yeah.
I know that they with that guy. That one brother of the really wealthy family was like, oh, they should have parked that thing and made it a museum. Would have made the town a lot of money.
Yeah.
You, dude. I know for a fact you with him, and you were happy that it went down like that. What the does he care? He's going to get insurance money.
Joe Blow said, I'd expect the pseudo documentary to slag on him. Pretty sure he never even fired the 50. I don't know if he fired the 50, but they had actual footage that showed him firing out of it. I don't know if it was the 50 or was it Mini 14?
Yeah.
Well, either way, impressive.
Yeah. Pretty good documentary. It made me definitely curious to go find alternative viewpoints.
You know, I think about something like what if I armored up the minivan, but the chassis just would not hold any. Wouldn't hold
No,
it.
there's no way.
That would be awesome if you did, and then it just folded itself in half.
Right? It would just you driving, just yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's
It
my
would have been a lot cooler if you did, dude.
lifestyles.
All right. I already played that one. Sorry. Using all of our new stings from DDP on the show. So if you like the music, put a ring on it.
I like
Indeed.
the music.
Which brings us to Bowers Group, which brings us to silencers and suppressors and cans.
I have a sponsor?
I mean,
It rotates.
it's just
buddy.
time.
Oh,
It's just time. I mean, maybe Tom likes you. I don't know.
I don't think he does.
He might.
I bet he does.
Yeah, he probably
I don't-
does. I mean, he likes Aaron.
Does he comment on your Instagram stuff?
I
Well,
don't think so.
there's not a whole lot you can comment when it's just like plant, dirt, barrel, flower. The most words I've ever seen was "I love this kid." Hashtag zero context.
Oh my god.
I want to talk about the War Dog K9. It's a pretty awesome little can. So we shot it. Let's see, was it last week? Yeah, shot it last week. Just, more of the same. We've been kind of swapping around and shooting different calibers for reviews because ammo's really hard to get right now. But it's full auto rated for 9mm and 300 blackout. 300 blackout's what we shot it. Shortest hearing safe 9mm silencer, great for PCCs and subguns. Does accept their Versadapt system, which we like. But one of the things I like about the War Dog is the size. 4.3 inches long, 1.7 inches in diameter.
Yeah, it's pretty tiny.
Nick has one.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan with it. It's like MP5s. I think it'll be great on the Strybog when we get it. I think it'll be great on... It was actually really great with subs on the 300 Blackout.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that quite a bit. Because there's a lot of volume, because it does have circumference. Is that the word? Anyone?
I mean, circumference is the measurement
of the outside diameter.
Well, no, it's not the outside diameter. It's the outside circumference.
So it's got circumference, even though it's a short can. It's got circumference, which gives it volume. It has girth. It's not a chode-ish.
No, because a chode would be wider than it is long, right?
That's true.
Very wide, very short.
Like a tuna can would be a chode.
Okay. So yeah, like a lot of that stuff, I'm seeing kind of a lot of these kind of short stroke or not short stroke, but piston driven things coming out a lot lately. So this is a great can for it and hearing safe. And it is awesome on 300 Blackout. So go check that out, bowersgroup.com. That is the War Dog K9. And if you use code WLS, it will save you money all day, every day. He shows it on like all the like Uzis and MP5s. And it's all just very sexy. Go check them out, bowersgroup.com. Savage, this is Going Ballistic. What kind of stories do you have for us tonight?
Couple bad, couple good. It's kind of a mix this week. A little bit slow, but you know how it goes. So, Virginia got really over lately, and that's kind of what happens when you elect anti-gun people to rule your state. So previously, Virginia had a state preemption when it came to gun laws, and then they didn't. So legislation passed by Democratic-controlled Richmond state legislature earlier this year and signed into law by Governor Ralph Blackface Northam allowed judicial or local jurisdictions for the first time in over 30 years to fashion their own restrictions on guns. And Falls Church has followed Alexandria and Arlington to push for the same restrictions that the city has lobbied for over the decades. So the city of Falls Church, their city council voted Monday to unanimously advance new gun control ordinance that bans the carrying of weapons on city-owned or operated properties. despite the heavy outpouring of written citizen comments opposing the step. I mean, this is what happens, guys. And I mean, I'm very thankful right now that Washington State has preemption, even though the local state Supreme Court has completely ignored it when it comes to Seattle. But for the most part, we still have state preemption. That means that municipalities cannot make laws that are more strict than what is currently available statewide. So if you have, gun laws on the state level, the city can't make laws that are any stricter than that. However, if you get rid of state preemption, suddenly every single municipality can do whatever they want until you're able to take that case to the Supreme Court, which the Supreme Court right now is not willing to see any Second Amendment cases. Or if it flips come November, they're going to vote against the Second Amendment, which is really fucked up. So right now, Virginia has carte blanche for every single city to write whatever kind of gun laws they want to, and this is the result, and it fucking sucks. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're voting this year.
Yeah, Northam hates freedom.
And he likes dressing up in blackface. Total racist. But
I mean, who doesn't?
I mean, pretty much everybody.
What?
Wait, are you saying that you like to wear makeup, Jeremy? Wow.
Only
I always knew what Aaron always said about you was true.
I said he's a great guy, and I love Jeremy. Biblically.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyways, so in response to that, and especially considering the current times and things going on right now with COVID and with the riots, honestly, despite some of these laws passing, COVID and the riots that have been going on in most major cities have been the best thing to possibly happen to the Second Amendment that has happened in our lifetimes, realistically, because for the simple fact, it has made people realize that, the cops cannot be there to protect me, and I have to protect myself. And the best way for me to protect myself is with a firearm. And we are currently seeing some of the largest first-time firearms owners purchases in history. So since the beginning of June, National Shooting Sports Foundation has announced that more than 2.5 million people have become first-time gun owners in the first half of 2020. That is awesome. And this is after years and years and years of Shannon Watts, Bloomberg, and all the gun control organizations out there saying, you don't need a gun. Guns are bad. You can't stay safe with a gun. Well, guess what? If there's no fucking cops around to protect you, the gun is the only thing you have that's standing between you and a criminal. And it's great because despite all that, we're seeing record numbers of gun.
I know you've been drinking, but you're preaching to the choir.
I know, I am. But I mean, we have to say this out loud because it's coming to light. Like, gun control had so much power before all this went down, and now it is like falling off the face of the earth. So that when you look at this graphic I have up here in the show notes, the trend of NICS firearms background checks between January 1999 and July 2020. So January 1999, between about 750,000 purchases in the month of January 1999. In July 2020, we had about 3.8 million purchases or million background checks in one fucking month. Holy, that's amazing. This is like, not only putting gun control in the grave, it's and on the gravestone. I mean, this is fantastic. I love this. And this trend needs to keep continuing. And
yeah, let's reverse the NFA.
Absolutely.
How would you put on a gravestone?
On the gravestone of gun control? Oh, every day I would on the gravestone of gun control.
No. I mean, I'm just like, do you perch on top of it? Or do you,
I mean,
just
it's a great place to squat.
Butt up against it.
It's heels on the outside edge, squat your butt down and centrally.
Or is it like when you're camping over a log or something and you just put the butt over the top of it and on the backside.
No, you lean up against a tree, and you just have kick your legs out as far as you can, and then you.
You do it monkey style. You into your hands and then throw it.
Ah, I like that.
Not with my hand. I won't.
No, other hand, idiot.
Yeah, other hand. But this rolls into the last story. I don't know if you want to comment any more on
yeah,
this.
Yeah, I do actually. So
okay,
I was going through. I had not installed YouTube Studio, and I was going through when I got my new phone, and I had missed tons of comments on YouTube over the last 3 weeks or so. So I spent about 2 hours today going back and commenting to every single comment that people had left for us, and I was shocked at the amount of these comments where like, hey, just bought this gun for my first gun ever. Thanks for the video. Didn't really know how to use it. Or like, hey, just bought this gun for my first gun ever. I think I'm really going to like it. Or, hey, just bought this first gun. It's my first gun ever. Or, hey, just bought this gun for my wife. It's the first gun that we've ever owned. Like, there was tons of them. And just numbers that I had never could have even imagined. In fact, I had to go back and just check to make sure it wasn't the same account over and over. And it wasn't. It was different people every single time. And that was pretty telling. First-time gun ownership has exploded. I've sold guns to 5 first-time gun owners over the last few months, and I'm not a big FFL. I don't sell a ton of guns.
Jeremy, how many people would you say were first-time gun owners that come into your shop in the middle of nowhere, Ohio?
Since March, 93%.
93%. And how many guns do you have in stock?
Right now, maybe 10 total. And all but one is consignment.
Yeah, but I mean, in March he had dozens.
Oh yeah, I had. So in any given month, normally I'll sell between 60 to 75. I'll sell between 60 to 75 guns. Like a 75, 80 is a really good month. In March, I sold 180.
Wow,
unbelievable.
And this last month, I sold 112, which is weird. It was weird. There was this lull, and it kind of backed off after the big rush in March. Things were still running hot, but you're things were still running a little bit hot, but they weren't to the wall. But for a week there in March, it was just insane. I think we sold 35 guns in a day, which I don't do that. I had 2 of my friends that don't actually work for me working the counter, and I sat at my desk for about 7 hours straight just doing background checks.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, May, I believe, was the most guns that we've ever sold in a month in the history of the United States.
I think it was March.
But now it's July.
I think it was May because it was right before June.
And anyways, and then there was so the original COVID surge back in March, and then communists burnt down a couple of cities. People repanicked, and you were all right, if it was just the COVID thing, and people were oh, things it's about to get, buy some guns and ammo, we would have been good by now. But that because things were kind of starting to even out a little bit by June-ish, and then the riots started, and me.
Yeah, sorry.
It just double hit. It was a double tap to the back of the head, and everything was just from the ground up.
And
yeah.
So this will go into the next story, and I think this is really telling. So
hey, Savage, hold on. Let me just. June actually had the most guns sold in a month in the history of the United States. Yeah. So March was big.
Well, it was March and then June.
May was huge, but then June was almost 4 million background checks.
I believe it. Yeah, that was after Minneapolis got burnt to the ground, and people went, "Oh."
July was almost equivalent to March, actually. 3.7 million in March and 3.639 in July.
Right. So, I mean, that was going to my point in that gun control is really popular previously in the major cities that are in most democratically run states. Gun control is just we need it to save lives. We need to have to save lives. Of course, gun control is the only solution. But then all these start burning and breaking and just tearing apart all these major cities. And then So especially here for the next story with Minneapolis, the cops who have basically abandoned the city, they've said, well, officials are now telling residents to be ready and willing to comply with the demands of criminals. They said, be prepared to give up your cell phone, purse, wallet, and so some victims have, and so unless you do, so they say, the email says citizens should listen to criminals and do what they say. The message warned that some victims have been maced, dragged, assaulted, and threatened with a gun. So basically, the police are saying, we will not be there to help you. Just give up and be the of the criminals, and hopefully you'll live. This could not be any better for the Second Amendment, because all those cities that are getting up, those are going to be the population, meccas for people who are going to be buying guns to protect themselves, because the police are giving up. They're not going to show up anymore. They're not going to show up to help you, to save your family or anything. So you are all that's standing between you and whatever the criminals decide to do. This could not be a better advertisement for the Second Amendment. And this is why, as more cities start going down, more guns will start being purchased by all these people who are not willing to be victims anymore. And then they're going to start realizing, oh, you're going to have to wait 10 days in order to get my gun, but I need it now because there's a right outside my apartment complex. No, they're going to realize that really quick, that we need the Second Amendment to protect ourselves. And the gun control laws are only going to hurt me and my family. So gun control. I don't want the to be going down the way it is, but it needs to go down the way it is for people to wake the up.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is why we have so many first-time gun owners right now, because they're like, be prepared to hand over your stuff. Like, what the are you talking about?
No, nothing more. You get nothing. And the owning a firearm is how you make it stop. It stops with you.
Yeah, I agree, man. And this is the thing. Like, they let them burn Minneapolis down. They didn't do anything. They backed out of the police stations, and then they went to the federal government and said, hey, please help us rebuild our city. Off. It's too much. It's too much, and it's too far. Thank you very much for that, Savage. Let's go ahead and move in. Oh, wait a second. Before we do anything else, let's talk about Black Rhino concealment. Corey P. said earlier that he had called in ordered a holster from Black Rhino, and that he was super thankful that we had them as an advertiser, and I totally agree. They do make fantastic stuff. Every single person we send there has nothing but great things to say. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard one of our listeners have a complaint about Black Rhino.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I've heard our listeners have complaints about some of the other companies we work with. Or some that we've worked with in the past, but
we love Black Rhino. Black Rhino is the.
We really do. They make holsters. They can print just about anything that you want on your holster. They'll make your holsters custom for you with whatever gun, with whatever light, whatever optic, whatever options that you need. Go to blackrhinoconcealment.com and use coupon code WLSMOFO. It will save you money. And by special request, let's get into Jeremy's segment. Disapproval is. Oh, hell yeah.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
All I got to do is start saying racial epithets over that,
and it'll never play again.
They'll bleep it out on the show.
Well, I played it because it's also performed, recorded, everything by DDP, who has written most of the other new sings that I've been playing tonight. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started on the reviews. J Pause. Wow, that felt weird to call you like a pet name.
Super long one coming up. Jesus.
All right, we like hyenas. by Nah. 5 stars. WLS is a great podcast only because it's basically a freak show of hyenas suffering from a unique genetic symptom. I've been a listener for years and have only now built up the courage to expose the perfectly hilarious symptom of these hyenas by the sound of their laughter. Sean laughs like what I'd imagine the Pillsbury Doughboy sounds like in real life.
Wow.
Or some small, way too heavy husky boy with no arms or legs.
Wow.
Nick laughs like he has no air left in his lungs because he's dying.
Wow.
Also, the most boring laugh, which totally suits his personality. No surprise there. Jeremy's laugh sounds like he's trying to release bottled up anger and hatred in the most non-lethal way. It also makes me think of Jan from the dinner party episode of The Office. I don't get that reference.
Why?
Aaron's laugh has a sound that is more than sound. It's visual, visceral, gritty, and slimy all in one.
Oh, wow.
If his laughter were an object, it would be an overcooked meatball that fell off the table and rolled in hairs, dirt, and dust like the spaghetti nursery rhyme.
God,
I bet he would still eat it though.
Savage laughs like he's constipated or has repressed emotions.
It is actually constipated, yeah.
Nothing about his laugh sounds authentic. It's like he's forcing himself to be human, even though he's just a talking thumb. Since he sold his soul to communism, it makes sense that nothing about him is real. All in all, WLS is the best thing I came across and enjoy listening and watching their live shows every week. Thanks for the little information that actually matters. Keep up the good work and all hail the cult. Hashtag WLS is life. Octothorpe, hashtag Octothorpe, # I drank the Kool-Aid.
Let's see.
Hashtag Octomom.
The hyenas from Lion King.
Well, as he said, if WLS is the best thing he came across, then does that make his wife the best thing I came across?
Oh.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay, yeah, no, he's got a point. That's actually very similar to what we sound like.
Best podcast by Abby's Augie. Abby's Augie?
Abby.
OGI? Augie?
Abby's Augie. Is that one of those weird things that people who don't want to feel old have their grandkids call them? I love Augie.
Is that what they call you?
No,
I don't know.
Grandpa.
What do they call you?
I'm Grandpa. I'm old
I
school.
thought they called you Mima.
That's only when I wear my muumuu. Hey, Mima's in a muumuu. Let's get this going. Oh, I did that voice. God.
I'm surprised it's not. I'm surprised
Wow,
it's
that's
not
a
like
throwback.
Poppy.
You should fucking talk. Jesus Christ, holding the mic between your cleavage.
Whoa.
It's laying on my chest as I'm leaning back. You could be flat as a board and it would still just lay there. It's called friction, you dumb.
Except
whatever
they
you
aren't
say,
flat
Jeremy.
as a board. They're
I'm not like in the goddamn microphone.
It
It's
looks
literally.
like it. It
You want to
looks
see?
like-
You want to see some? Watch this. Watch.
Oh no, it's sitting on his shoulder now.
Oh wait. Hold on.
It's sitting on his face now.
Yeah, there's no. It literally don't need to be between to just stay when you're leaning back. It's just there.
The
And
cylindrical.
don't be mad because I figured out a way to talk hands free, but have to lean up to the goddamn microphone every time.
The microphone
Which
on
you
his.
still can't figure the out and talk into the fucking microphone.
The microphone on his face is very familiar to Jeremy.
What was
The
that?
weight, the weight seemed appropriate.
What was that old Bill
As
Burr
well as
bit
the
where he's
color.
like, I can't figure out how a microphone works.
I do remember that. I don't remember what it was though.
I think it was Bill Burr.
Next review. Or wait, we're still in.
Yeah, I was
Augie.
trying to read one. Best podcast by Abby's Augie. 5 stars. This is the best podcast ever, hands down. Hashtag WLS is life. Hashtag Aaron rules. Hashtag SS. I don't think they understand how hashtags work.
Right.
Like, you're not supposed to put spaces in hashtags.
Maybe it's just hashtag Aaron. It's like a space between it as well. So
Wait.
it's like hashtag.
Are they trying to say hashtag Aaron rules, hashtag SSB?
I don't know.
I'll kill us all.
Just drive
Do
the
it.
bus.
You won't
okay?
do it.
Just drive the bus. That's your job.
Next.
Next review.
Yeah.
Gun shop talk, but make it funny. Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, you're not my mom.
By
Wait.
T. He smiley face.
Are you my mom?
I thought your mom was dead.
No, she's alive. Jesus, I hope
Oh,
not.
no. I thought your mom was dead too.
No, I just recently talked to. I hope she's not. No one told me.
Wait. I don't mean to give you bad news on the air, but
What'd you guys talk about?
No one
There's
makes me
been
cry
an
my own
accident.
tears.
In a meat grinder. But I gave you this monkey paw. You should be okay.
I told her how to avoid getting COVID.
Oh, that's cool.
Was it don't be old?
Yeah, it was just do everything you do right now and stop listening to the fake news.
wash your fucking hands and don't let people spit in your mouth.
Yeah.
Unless you pay them for it.
Right, and then that's fine. No, she's alive. I'm going to message her right now because you guys.
All right. 5 stars. I had been looking for a good firearm podcast. When I stumbled across WLS, these guys are hilarious. I never failed to actually laugh out loud in inappropriate places when they're playing through my AirPods. I feel right at home listening to them, almost like I'm at work in my gun shop. P.S. Savage ILY. I love you.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So we had some Aaron love.
I think that's what
Bravo.
ILY more, or it's internet
licensing
lick yasty.
What?
Why you got to be like that?
Lick Yasty? That's
That's you nasty.
Or
it's a show name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yasty.
Savage ill.
How do you spell that?
Savage the e-thought.
Jeez.
Lick Yasty, can you use it in a sentence?
I think so.
What's the origin?
All right, that'll do for the reviews. Thank you for sending them. Leave us reviews on Facebook or iTunes or I don't know. That's really the only places we check. I'm always like, leave them on iHeartRadio. We'd never check that. iTunes, Facebook, that's where we check. And thank you very much to the people who left them.
1, 2.
Oh, yeah. And this is going to bring us to Paul and Brady. We talked about him earlier. Talked about the new MCK P80 that they're doing with CAA. Aaron called Alex on the phone to ask him about a project that apparently they're not doing. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just reading the comments.
Oh, yeah.
Was he remarking about the AirPods because remark a humble brag? And Lonnie says, I think so. And Nick says, which is our Nick, I think so, but he didn't say AirPod Pro, so he ain't.
That's awesome. But yeah, we do love Polymer 80. So much good stuff going on over there. They're suffering from the same thing everyone else is. Like people are buying guns and accessories in unprecedented numbers. But the 320 the PF 320 PTEX is one of the new ones that we reviewed with the Magwell. Man, it's smooth. I just had to send that X5 Legion back, and it was amazing. I still have the normal subcompact here, but it's just not the same. It's not the same. But I do love the frame. I do love the Polymer 80 P320 PTEX frame. You can get that. You can get their other frames. You can get everything that they have in stock at polymer80.com. Coupon code WLS is life saves you 15% off all day, every day. And whenever we sign somebody up, I'm like, hey, give us the best discount that you have. And Polymer 80 was one of the ones that did. So give them your appreciation, give them your love, and let us know what you have that you like from Polymer 80. Either on our probably our Facebook or our Instagram. Either one of those is just fine. Aaron, your dog's okay?
It's not my dog.
Those are my dogs.
Oh, Savage, your dog's okay?
I don't know why. I don't know. Somebody probably died.
It's Sean's mom.
My mom literally just said, "Hi, honey. I was watching the show."
Hi, Sean's mom. You're a lovely lady.
She is.
I've never met her, so I don't know.
She doesn't want to meet you.
That's okay. She could be a. I don't know. I mean, she might be. I mean, wait, look. His mom could be the nicest woman in the world. She could be a. I don't know. I've never met her.
Yeah, she's pretty nice.
I'm sure she's lovely.
Yeah. All of our moms are. So I've met Jeremy's mom. Haven't met Nick's mom. Haven't met Savage's mom. Haven't met Aaron's mom.
Nick has met my mom.
Yeah, I think I've met more moms.
Isn't
than all
Aaron's
of you.
mom dead?
No.
Not yet.
He's like, unfortunately, he was going to come after that.
Dude, I just cleaned out. I have a shed at my house, and I
You
just
have a she shed?
by the seashore. No, I have a shed, and I just cleaned it out because I want to put like stuff in there to use it, and 90% of it was my mom's stuff.
Aaron, I hope your she shed gets struck by lightning while you're in it.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, I'll be all right though.
It's a weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, weird flex.
Yeah, I guess we do what we do.
So anyway, we're wrapping this up. Join the gun-related advocacy group, FPC. I love FPC so much. I f***ing hate their emails so much. Let me just... I want you to donate to them. I think it's worthwhile. I think it's fantastic. But I'm just going to read you a couple of their emails that they've sent me recently. I want to stab them.
Is it like emails from grandma?
It's like emails from NRA. Membership status inactive. We just finished updating our member records and your name seems to be missing from our list. See for yourself by checking the record below. Let me go to another one. You're in the top 1%. This morning, these came in back to back. This morning, I directed my staff to send me the official records of FPC's most loyal supporters, true grassroots operators who are the tip of our spear. I'm not just talking about the biggest donors, but our most ardent and patriotic donors. So which is it? I'm not there. I am there. I'm the best. I'm the worst. I don't know. I'm confused now. It does have my lifetime donor total. $110. It's not that good.
Whoa, if you're in the top 10. I understand.
Well, you're the tip of the fucking spear, Sean.
Dude, I'm the grassroots operator that is the tip of the spear.
So their spear must be if you're like one of the top 1%.
It's like the dullest spear that anyone's ever seen.
It's made out of silly putty.
Let's see.
Like, you can't even hold the spear out without the spearhead deforming.
Right. I need spear Viagra. Your name just came up. If we're going to prevail against tyranny, we need patriots on our team who stand a cut above. And Sean, your supporter record shows that without a doubt you are one of those people.
Oh, thank God.
Action required. Sean, giveaway status unclaimed. According to our records, you have not claimed your entry in FPC's July M1A SOCOM. Okay, I get it. I might be talking you out of joining the FPC or giving them money, but they're actually doing really good work. I hate their emails, and I want to stab whoever makes them. And if you know them, please tell them to do better and to quit with the NRA doom and gloom, sulfur and brimstone nonsense, because it's bad. Like, I almost want to unsubscribe, but I never do, because I'm like, well, what if I actually need to do something? Or, you know, what if they actually have some information for a thing that I actually do want to donate to? I don't know. Maybe it works. We know it works. I hate it. Join the FPC. Give them money. They're doing good work. Adam Kraut, Matt LaRosier, all those people are doing fantastic, and I highly recommend them. We give out the suicide prevention line. That number is 1-800-273-8255. I lost the show notes here. 1-800-273-TALK, or you can text the number 741-741. But guys, we're here live every week, Mondays and Wednesdays. We've got some really big guests coming up in the month of August. But we're on demand every single day. You can go to welikeshooting.com/show to subscribe. And as we always say, thanks for listening. Get some medical training and
shoot straight.
Shoot straight.
Nick. Guys, is Nick okay?
I'm dying. Everything hurts and I'm dying.
Maybe you have COVID.
Maybe. Let's see. I broke my pen very early in the show. It was actually Nick's pen that he gave me, and now I've broken it.
That was a good pen, too.
But how about Haha Business for the title?
Yeah,
sure.
That's good.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Whenever I hear the word business now, I think of Vincent Adultman from BoJack Horseman.
Nice.
Vincent Adultman is like two kids in a trench coat that date one of the main characters for a long time before she figures out that he's like two 10-year-olds.
Yep. I've actually seen that. They're talking about Zach in the chat. Zach actually got me into AR-15s.
Nice.
Zac Efron?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was like, yo, bro, check out these guns. And I was like, AR-15s? And he was like, no, these guns. And I was like, get out of here, loser.
He's like, check out these guns. I'm doing High School Musical. It's going to get dark.
Whoa. Too soon. Oh, King of the Rooftoppers is waiting on the Rona test results. He sounded fine.
Yeah, my wife is as well. She got it done today. She feels
Nice.
Did you think that show was worth $1? Help the cast by visiting lovewls.com.